Welcome to day 6 of Growth Talk. Wow. It is a lovely day in this world. We just published episode 5 talking about how creators and entrepreneurs can and should aid the Black Lives Matter movement. Man, I wouldn't say should. There's a lot of ways you can, but you definitely should help in some way, because there's just no debate. Black Lives Matter. Anyways, today's June 10th. I want to talk about purpose again, because just to restate the theme of the show, it is to pretty much just document what's going on in my life and make it a learning experience for people who want to learn from my journey. And it's also a show for me to basically exercise my creative not abilities, just exercise my creativity, try something I'm not used to, being a talk show. And so we're going to talk about self-growth today. We're going to talk about purpose. Let's get to it. But before I get to it, I do have an interesting sponsor. So Thuzy Productions is my documentary production company. We specialize in making documentaries that are timeless pieces of work. That is our goal. Every time we make a film, we want it to be timeless. So one thing I do is consume a lot of timeless documentary films because I'm super passionate about documentary film. And basically, we're putting out a monthly newsletter where every month I review and recommend a documentary completely written by me, free of charge. If you're interested in getting this monthly documentary recommendation from Thuzy, written by me, email management@thuzy.com and just say your email and that you want to be on the monthly recommendation list, and you will be added, and the first one will go out on July 1st. So yeah, get ready for that. But now, without further ado, let's get into the topic. So it's very difficult to refine your purpose every single day. It's also very difficult just to find your purpose in general. I don't know if I have, to be honest. I think I have some slight semblance, and now it's just going to keep evolving. But what I've gathered in terms of my purpose up to this point is that I just want to help people in some way with my work, right? Whether that's producing a podcast for Emily at On Your Mark, whether it's making documentaries about martial artists getting through depression and going on to fight at Madison Square Garden, which is what I'm about to work on. I just think it's important to me that all my work helps people. I also want to make timeless pieces of work, etc. And I actually do think you can plan how to make a timeless piece of work, but that's another topic that maybe I'll address another day. The other day I was on the phone with one of my mentors, Mr. Hostrauser, Peter Hostrauser, Disrupt Education, and I was confessing to him that I didn't know what I want to do purpose-wise. Like, I didn't know my purpose, and that was, in fact, slowing me down. I didn't know how to move forward because, in my mind, the North Star should be your purpose. And if you have no purpose, there is no North Star. So you're kind of just moving around doing random stuff. I look at some of these people on Instagram, and they have these beautiful feeds and they have these beautiful loyal followings that they just have this mutual relationship. The creator creates for that following, and the following funds their existence, essentially, right? I think that's a goal for most people to achieve, some kind of following like that. And these followings are woven together by this purpose that they use as a North Star to lead them to success, right? To lead them to inspiring other people. For example, Gary Vee, he has a clear and defined purpose with all of his content. Another example would be Jasmine Star. She's a little bit smaller. She has like 300 something thousand followers, like 370,000, which is by no means small. But that's Gary Vee has like 5 million. Even you could even go as simple as like Kylie Jenner. Though it's much, I would say her feed is a lot less noble. It's like just in the sense that it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily meant to inspire people like Gary Vee or Jasmine Star, but there's a clear purpose. It's to promote her makeup, and I don't know what her why is behind makeup. It could be something super awesome, like she wants everybody to feel beautiful, and she wants to make the best makeup possible for people to do that. I don't know. I don't pay too much attention, but that's a possibility. And it's a lot of these people who are successful have these clear purposes all over their social media. Now, obviously I shouldn't be playing the comparison game. These are people with defined careers. They're older than me. I'm a 19-year-old kid. A lot of the people I just mentioned are in their mid to late 20s, 30s, 40s. I think, Gary Vee's in his mid 40s. So it's not smart for me to compare myself to people that have 6 to 25 years in the game more than I do. And also, two, this comparison is frustrating because it can reinforce the feedback loop of feeling like I have no purpose. Therefore, I don't do work because I don't know what work I want to be doing. Therefore, I'm not getting any closer to my purpose. And then it just goes in a circle like that, right? And, what Mr. H told me is that focusing so hard on purpose is pretty much just a distraction from making progress. In fact, it's doing the random stuff that you don't feel leads to any grand scheme or grand purpose that is going to help you find your purpose. And obviously, finding your purpose should be a goal when you're in your early stages of trying to build a career. I mean, you should figure out why you want to do you should figure out your why and then how you're going to achieve that, I think, to find success. But that's the journey. Part of the journey is finding that. So what I've been realizing the past few days after talking to people like Mr. H, like my dad, is that you just have to enjoy the journey and the purpose will present itself. And I think I've been taking for granted the fact that I know a good chunk of my purpose already. I want to create timeless pieces of art. I want to inspire people through what I do, whether it's podcasting, making documentary, making videos for other companies that inspire people, like their own fans. And I know that, and I also want to help people. So those two things combined, that's a lot clearer than it was when I just started vlogging because I wanted to be a vlogger, because I wanted to make videos online. That's way less sharp of a vision, of a purpose. So 3 years in, I have a much clearer purpose, and that's more progress. And I think the lesson there is you need to pat yourself on the back when you make progress. Whether your goal is to find your purpose, whether your goal is to make money doing what you enjoy, whether your goal is to get a better report card than it was 2 weeks or 2 semesters ago. I mean, pat yourself on the back and enjoy the journey. So basically, I'm just not going to worry about it now, and I'm just going to enjoy the process of finding my purpose and improving, making better documentaries. Even something as small as this email list I'm doing um, is going to help me build a little bit of a platform for when I release my own documentaries going in the future. Um, yeah, it's very exciting. So the way these podcasts work is that I I have a morning routine. So um, the morning routine, it consists of me waking up, and then I get a cup of water or a bottle of water right here, and then um, I also get a cup of coffee, and I kind of sit on the couch with my dog. I wake up a little. I consume both of those things. Then I come in here and I journal. Now, whatever I journal about is what I share for these topics. So you're actually getting like super personal info. And I always get sad when I'm done because I like talking into the mic. um, but yeah, I guess I gotta wrap it up here. 12 minutes in. Um, thank you guys for listening. If you're already trying to find your purpose, or this podcast is inspiring you to seek out a grander purpose, definitely reach out. I love to talk about this. We could even do an episode of Growth Talk together. Um, if you're enjoying the show, like, share, and subscribe. The first two really help me out um, in terms of growing this show and being able to inspire more people, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. But yeah, without further ado, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.